to MTG Oz stream, or as we like to call it, the podcast, because it's a podcast.
Less is more. Less is more.
Absolutely. My name is Cheshire from Cheshire Plays Games, and as you can see to my that direction, that one, I'm on your other side. But we have Coops from the whole Box and Dice. What's up?
Hey everyone, good to be back. Yeah, it's good to be back doing this. It's been a bit of a layoff, but it's nice to be back in front of the camera, behind the mic, all of the above, bringing you some just awesome news from the world that we live in. So let's do it.
Exactly. Now, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to eat, but my dinner's here. So
if you don't eat, you die.
Exactly, you gotta eat. I'm gonna try not to make yum 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 sounds into the microphone because that would be really bad. So a couple of things. The first one is, thanks to Wizards, we do have one last Hour of Devastation booster to crack.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? I thought you'd like this. Journey to Nyx.
Oh.
Yeah.
But not English? Journeys to Nyx?
No, this is an English one.
Oh, English pack. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, I do
Journey to Nyx is how old now? That's got to be
3 years?
Yeah. 4, maybe?
Maybe 4? It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
A number of sets. But yeah, I didn't know which one you wanted to crack first. But this Journey into Nyx pack is actually a leftover from my current Chaos set that I'm building. So
nice.
Apparently,
cool.
I bought an extra Journey to Nyx and an extra Dragons of Tarkir. So I thought we'd maybe bust this Journey to Nyx at some point. And definitely the Hour of Devastation, because again, Wizards are great, and they gave us product and we love them. Which we do anyway. I think everyone knows that.
Yeah. Product or no product. I think it's just cool to be a part of something that's, 25 years old now and about to launch into a whole new world with their online digital concept. So it's just a cool company to be a part of, or loosely affiliated with, or however you want to structure it.
Technically 24.
Journey to Nyx is kind of cool, right? Yeah.
You know what, speaking of 24, this is going to lead us into our first thing, isn't it?
It is. It will lead us into our first thing.
So,
I was going to say, let's crack the Journey of Nyx pack and get the Ajani,
right,
but let's stick to the structure.
That's fine. We've got 2 packs to crack, so we can crack one now, and then we can go into our community.
Let's start it off on a high note. So what is it like? I think Ajani's like money in Nyx, and then there's something else as well.
I just kind of wish it was a Theros pack. Because I did crack Theros packs back in the day, but I didn't actually... Whoa! Green screen.
My green screen likes to kick in from time to time. Likes to test me to see if I'm still paying attention.
Exactly. So let's see. Did this pack had lands in it, didn't it? Does anyone remember? Yes, it did. Okay, good. Lands.
You got like Mana Confluence and stuff in Nyx, and like God of Storms. There's some good stuff.
Yeah, there's some fine cards. So the first card out of the gate is a Lightning Diadem. Jeez.
Yep.
So convert a mana cost of 5 and 1 red. Hang on, let me just bring up the let me just make sure that the camera is actually working. For a start. It's like, nah, isn't that an invocation? No, there we go. Okay, great. Let me just... Bing! Hey, look at that. So this is 5 colors and 1 red enchantment aura enchant creature. When Lightning Diadem enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. That's really expensive. That's way too expensive. Yeah.
I had no idea what this card was going to do, but when you... it was going to cost like sick, like...
It's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. Alright, here comes the next one. It is Eagle of the Watch. This is a creature bird for 2 colors and 1 white. Flying Vigilance 2/1. Solid. It's alright.
Okay.
It's flyer for 3. It's 2/1 with Vigilance. Flying. Definitely not a first pick, but You know, you'd hope this would wheel.
Yeah, I guess flyers are always good in limited.
Exactly. Our next is a Market Festival, another enchantment aura, Enchant Land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 2 mana of any combination of colours to his or her mana pool.
In addition to the mana that it already produces, or a total of 2?
Well, it says add, so it would be the mana from the land itself, and then 2 additional mana.
I get behind that.
Yeah, that sounds solid. Yep. I again wouldn't first pick it, but
no, of course not. But
it's definitely good.
Great for mana fixing.
Exactly. The next one is a Grim Guardian. I have not seen this card before. Enchantment creature zombie. Huh. It's a zombie I don't own apparently. It has Constellation. Whenever Grim Guardian or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. I think this is actually quite solid. Like, it's a 1/4, it's a good blocker, it's got Constellation, it only costs 3, and when another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. And from this cycle of sets, it was all about enchantments and creatures, so...
yeah.
Lots of bestow happening. Lots of Constellation.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, look, like you said, obviously the set is not my home ground, but I do know it is very enchantment heavy. So anytime you can get value from an enchantment, maybe not 6 like the first one we saw, but you can also burn them as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's there are worse synergies to have in your deck. That's for sure.
Exactly. All right, our next one up is blue. It is a Cloaked Siren. This is 3 colors and 1 blue. Creature Siren with Flash, flying 3/2. 4 for a 3/2 fly with Flash. That's kind of feels a bit standard out of blue, doesn't it? Like 4 mana for a 3/2 with Flash, flying.
I had a feeling like the new Ixalan one was like 4 mana, 3/2 flying Flash. That Siren pirate, I thought that was about that as well. So
I don't remember actually. Maybe. Our next one is
like I said, flyers are good, but you're not picking that first out of a pack.
Yeah. Our next one is Ferrer's Band Thunderhoof. This is a Centaur Warrior. It is a 3/4 for 1 green and 4 colors. It has Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Ferrer's Band Thunderhoof, yes, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it.
That's pretty solid.
It's fine. I think at 5 though, I'm a bit iffy on it.
Yeah, oh sorry, I was just talking about the mechanic.
The mechanic is fun.
Not the actual card.
Heroic is amazing.
I like the mechanic.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to
buff.
A new one. We got Blade Tusk Boar, which is 1 red and 3 colors. When it decides it wants to pop up on the screen. There we go. And hopefully that's not dinging for everyone, so I apologize. Maybe I forgot to check my sounds. Entirely possible. Let me just open that up for a second. We're always so ahead of the curve here. This is what we do, right?
It would be wrong if we were ready. We would take away... It would be unprofessional for us to be prepared at this point.
Exactly.
I just had a look. It was May 2014 for
Wow.
Journey into Nyx.
Yeah. It's like 3 years ago. So Blade Tusk
I actually could have... Sorry. I was going to say, I actually could have bought one of these booster boxes today for $100.
Oh, really?
At my local game store. They were clearing them out.
$100? That's not bad. I mean, is there anything really in this set?
Just a Johnny.
Wow. Yeah. Because I'm sure... No, that was Theros, the gods.
Yeah, you got some good stuff in Theros.
Yeah, there was nothing in this set, was there? Like, really, when it came down to it. So this is Blade Tusk Boar. This is a red boar creature for 1 red and 3 colors with Intimidate, and it's a 3/2.
Yeah.
I think blue is better.
You summed it up with that sound effect nicely.
I managed to do that. Next up is our rare, apparently. Why was the rare in the middle? That's weird. It's extinct. I might have pulled it from the back accidentally. Extinguish all hope. So it's 2 black and 4 colors. Destroy all non-enchantment creatures.
No, okay.
That's good. That's actually surprising. Like, I'm happy to pull that because I'm actually about to make an enchantment EDH deck. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, enduring ideal.
Next one is a Dreadbringer Lampids. This is another 5 cost. Why is there so much 5 cost in this set?
I was gonna say, it's so expensive in this set to play stuff.
Yeah. 1 black and 4 colors for an enchantment creature Nymph. Constellation, whenever Dreadbringer Lampids or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains Intimidate until the end of turn 4/2. This is just bad. This is just...
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
Great design space, but not so many great cards. Supply Line Cranes. Can you guess what the mana cost of this white bird? I'll read it out, and then you tell me the mana cost. Creature bird, flying. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It's a 2/4.
And it's a flyer that puts a +1/+1 counter on something.
Yep.
That's a 2/4.
Yep.
I'm going to say it's... I feel like it's a trap. It has to be 5, but I'm going to guess that it costs 4.
It costs 2 white and 3 colorless.
Damn, I should have gone with 5.
That's a trap.
I just thought you were baiting me out.
Of course I was. Here's another. I like this game actually. I think this is a great game that we should be playing from now on. So next
this is like Koople Translate, where I try and guess the name of cards.
So we've got Thassa's Devourer. This is an enchantment creature elemental with Constellation. It's a 2/6. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So it mills. It's a 2/6.
It's a 2/6 that mills every time a creature enters, right?
An artifact. Enchantment.
An artifact.
Enchantment.
Out of an enchantment.
Just an enchantment. Just an enchantment. Alright.
Okay, this one I'm. That's such a huge body. I feel like if this is 5 again, I'll be real dirty. But I'm going to stick to my previous get. Nah, 4's way too cheap. No, I'm going to go 4. I'm sticking with 4. Back-to-back 4s.
Okay, you're almost right. It's 1 blue and 4 colorless.
What are you supposed to do on turn 4 in this and turn 6?
Apparently,
I got to turn 5. I can play 1 card.
Apparently, play cards like the next one. Ritual of the Returned. This is an instant. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Put a black zombie creature token onto the battlefield. Hang on, wait. Let me go back for a second. Is that right? Its power is equal to that card's power, and its toughness is equal to that card's toughness. Wow, that's worded horrifically. This must be before they decided to reword everything to make sense. Yes, right. So it's an instant. Exile a creature from your graveyard, then put a black zombie token onto the battlefield that matches its power and toughness.
This one I know. I know this card.
Mm-hmm.
This is 3 and a black.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one.
We're gonna kind of not bad. You'd never want to first pick it, but you can get some solid value from I
like the fact that it's instant. So if you can get something really big into the graveyard,
just flash it back almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Leonin Iconoclast. This is going to be an interesting one. This is white. This has heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Leonin Linacast, destroy target enchantment creature an opponent controls, and it's a 3/2. Now, bear in mind, destroy target enchantment creature an opponent controls. It's a 3/2.
I swear to gosh, if this is 5 again, then I'm never playing this game. It's only a 3/2.
Uh-huh.
It's... I'm not. Out of principle, I refuse to pick 5. So 3rd time's a charm. No, 4's way too cheap for this. Oh, surely it's not 6. It's going to be 5 again. I'm going to pick 6 this time just to get off the 4 train, but I'm sure this is going to be 5 as well.
Woo woo! Should have stuck on the 4 train because this is 1 white and 3 colorless.
Oh.
That's okay. Look, we'll round it out with probably the most hilarious card name for this entire set, based on this little segment we just came up with. This is
Sure.
Interpret the Signs.
Can't make this stuff up. We did not place cards in these boosters. They were factory sealed.
So this is a sorcery with scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. Draw cards equal to that card's converted mana cost. That's all it does.
Right, and it's blue?
It is blue. And it's a sorcery and not an instant.
And you can draw a lot of cards off this thing.
Potentially, depending on what's in your actual deck.
Yeah.
Because you've got to remember, you're getting the CMC cards.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's 3. 2 generic and a blue.
You know, that to me sounds like it would be a fine card. I'd probably even go up to 4. But the fact that this costs 1 blue and 5 colorless... This is the worst uncommon I have seen in a very long time.
That's very expensive.
Yeah.
Man, the stuff at 6 is bad. Nick's was not a fun place for 6 cost cards.
No, it was not. It was not at all.
Cost 6, come on, man.
I know, right?
I was getting excited. I was like, maybe I can play this card in some EDH decks.
Well, I mean, technically you can, but it's pretty terrible, let's be honest.
Not in mine.
Alright, so let's move on to community, Corkboard, and events. Now, on the run sheet, we have this down as pending pack stuff.
PPS.
Did you want to do the big reveal on this one, or did you want me to? Because it's
I think
my baby.
Yeah, I think it's your baby, and I don't want to be taken to family court for unlawful possession.
So pretty proud to say that MTG Ozstream, along with some other fine folks that we're still nailing down. So I don't want to announce them just yet. I mean, Jamie Lawrence from Good Games are definite. The same with myself, and of course Coops, right here. We're all going to be on a panel. At this point, it is tentatively on the Saturday in the Fruit Butt Theatre at approximately 2 p.m. And it's going to be on the last 24/5 years of Magic the Gathering. So it is going to be a trivia kind of game show style panel that will involve you, our dear viewers and friends and lovers of Magic the Gathering. So we'll be doing that, and that'll be really exciting. Alongside that, we'll also be running a small event space down in the tabletop area for Magic the Gathering over the 3 days, and we'll have a variety of different events that we unfortunately can't release the information of just yet because we're still tying that up. But you will be able to find us, and you'll be able to play Commander with us and various other formats, including probably Arch Enemy and some other stuff, as well as some gunslinging against us. So come challenge us to a duel, as it were. And that is going to be a crap ton of fun. And that is
and hopefully some prizes and giveaways to the lovely people that want to attend and participate. So not only do you get to see our lovely faces, but there might even be something tangible in it for you too.
Exactly, which is why we're still trying to lock stuff down.
Yeah.
Next on the list, LRR pre-release for MTG Ixalan is this weekend over on twitch.tv/Loading Ready Run. If you don't know who Loading Ready Run are, you should really take the time to go and give them a visit and stuff on the YouTubes and things. They're a comedy troupe from Canada. They're real nice people, and they do real great work.
They do some good stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And they've got some amazing guests, which I probably should have written down, but I'm a terrible human being, so...
But it's informative as well as funny as well. I think that's what I like. It's a lot easier to digest. There are some very comprehensive pre-release guides that, really critically analyze the 3-cost 2/2 with the Enter the Battlefield effect. these guys and girls do it with some really easy to watch. You can have a group of mates be watching it at the same time, have a few drinks, and learn about the upcoming set, and be better armed for your pre-release. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, and if you're here in Australia, it's about 4 a.m. for us. So I'd probably just VOD it, because they do leave it up on Twitch, and then they usually within a couple of days they export it across
on YouTube.
To YouTube. So that's definitely a thing. What else we got?
So we've got, obviously, to kind of be overshadowed by the awesome news of PAX, but there is not to the same level as the awesome pre-release that Loading Ready Run are doing. But I will be lucky enough to head over next week on Wednesday here in Sydney to a pre-release for Ixalar myself. So there's going to be a whole bunch of media from maybe even around Australia. I think there's people traveling from far and wide to be a part of it, which is pretty cool. So get to interact with some awesome personalities of the MTG community. Should be able to get a whole bunch of footage up for all you lovely people. And sadly, we won't be able to crack any invocations in this set, but we'll get a nice first-hand look and maybe pull some foil mythics straight off the bat. So should be able to have a nice little vlog up, and we'll try and do some unboxings from the product that we get our hands on. So that'll be a pretty cool event, and it's run by the guys Double Jump Communications over here, and they always do an awesome job. So I'm keen to see what stops they pull out for this time round.
Absolutely,
so that'd be cool.
Shout outs to DJC, lovely peeps, and
awesome they do guys a good job. And girls, so, awesome human beings.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It's a big week. Anytime you start heading towards like a pre-release, there's always so much stuff on. There's always great content on YouTube. There are some people that just do content pretty much for pre-releases. So there's some really awesome stuff out there. So it's one of my favorite times for Magic. Set comes out, people already start brewing crazy things, and you're just in that real part of unknown where you just don't really know what's going to happen, but the hype and the anticipation's there. So
exactly.
It'll be a fun couple of weeks, I reckon.
I think it's going to be pretty great. Other things on the board, I think that's pretty much it. We can move on to this week on YouTube, where we talk about some of the awesome people and the awesome stuff that they do. One of them is Graham Stark dropped a new vlog this week about going to Beer Fest.
The beer one. Yeah.
Now here's a funny thing. So I'm not massive into the beers unless they're German beers. I'm a bit of a beer snob because beer tastes like shit.
Whoa.
Look. Let's be honest.
That's fine.
Let's be honest. Okay.
Camera's having difficulty.
I have to end the call now, Luke.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's too hopsy.
Nah, it's not fair.
It's too hopsy.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
The stuff that he was drinking just sounds like I kind of was going, I want to go to a beer fest. I want to just go and try out some different delicious tasting beers. It was really interesting because I'm a cider man myself, but cider man, not Spider-Man. I'm wearing a Venom shirt. It's hilarious. I'll drink German beers mostly for the most part, unless they're too dark and hopsy. But most normal regular beer is just like swill. I just can't. It's just gross. It's just me.
But Graham does a good job of introducing you to that wonderful world and showing you a bit of fun while he's there. So it's a very cool video to watch.
Exactly. There's also Marshall Sutcliff. If you go and follow Marshall Sutcliff, I think it's under Marshall Blogcliff or Blogcliff.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's something to do with Blogcliff. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. If you search on YouTube, you'll find him. Just search him on Twitter. But go and have a look at his stuff as well, because it's great to see somebody in his position. He's a commentator for Magic the Gathering, just in case you don't know. So he
and a damn good one too.
Yeah, he's real good. He sounds like a real nice guy, and I hope he comes here to Australia and we can curtail him into a night of ramen. That's my plan. But definitely go and have a look at his stuff, because it's great to see the behind the scenes of how a pro tour works. the kind of things they get up to while they're on the Pro Tour, how hard it actually is. Because you think, they're just going to work and spouting words, but it's not. There's lots of preparation. They have to know the cards. They have to have at least some sort of grasp of the metagame. So definitely go and check that out. Now, you had something from YouTube you wanted to discuss as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. There's like I said, there's not only a whole bunch of pre-release stuff, but for all you that have been following the CreaYTors series, which is hosted by a fellow Aussie content creator down in Tasmania, MP Numbers. I believe they're up to the final week now, so it's between Jake and Joel and MTG and me, so 2 international competitors left. Sadly, no Australians, but it's been a really enjoyable series. It's kind of cool seeing some smaller YouTubers get together and just share tips and content and help improve each other's videos. It's judged by a couple of awesome people as well, Jem up in Queensland and Matt over in the UK. So they're up to their final week, and I think they're actually looking for applicants for their second series. So if you have a YouTube channel or you want to launch a YouTube channel and get into Magic, it's a great way to get some exposure and get some tips on just how to make better videos. And they have some really awesomely funny content on there, so it's always good to watch. So I look forward to the final, and I can't pick a winner, so I just best of luck to both competitors. So yeah, it's a cool little series. I do enjoy it very much.
Right, so you're just trying to stay impartial between Jake and Joel and MTG and me?
I do. It's like I love all their videos. I don't want to go on the record of picking the wrong one either. I'm very bad at committing to I don't like to put my money where my mouth is, so I'll just happily sit on the fence. But I will put my money here. Coming up in like 6 hours time or something crazy like that. I don't know what time it is now, 8 o'clock or something.
Almost.
We have almost, yeah. So like, I will be opening a box of the new Star Wars Destiny set. I know we try and focus on mainly Magic stuff, but you know, Chesh and I were talking, and there's a whole wacky world of TCGs and DCGs, dice card games. I don't know what trading dice card games are referred to as. So I'll be cracking a box of that. It'll pretty much be like one of the first looks at getting our hands on a box. So thanks to Good Games for the opportunity to do some content there. It's a really interesting game. It definitely has the complexities as a Magic, you know, but it also has this horrible but awesome element of RNG of rolling dice. So it's a really fun game. It's a hard game to take seriously sometimes because you're at the mercy of rolling a 6-sided die. But if you want to check that out, obviously, unless you're watching this live, you won't know that it's up live. But check it out on the YouTube channel because it should be some good viewing for someone getting into the set. And I've actually got one of the store champions from Good Games helping me do some critical analysis, bit of a Sutcliff over the top, just to give you some insight into the set. So yeah, it was a lot of fun shooting the video. It will be a lot of fun shooting the video. It's a lot of fun discussing the video. So I hope the final product comes out really nicely.
Well, that makes me excited.
That's it. That's all I've got. Yeah, it was a bit of a shameless plug, but I might as well use my soapbox while I have it.
Exactly. Okay, well, I think we might move into news and opinions, and we're going to discuss spoiler season, because there's been a whole bunch of card reveals, and some of them are actually a bit crazy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously both of us just wanted to congratulate everyone that got their card spoilers to reveal. To all of their fans that, helped them get it. Because although we didn't get any, that's not kind of our focus. But we love seeing what people do with that, like the creative things that people are doing with their stuff. Because loading ready run.
It's not about that.
No.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Judge Man. I definitely just wanted to hammer home.
Finish, Kanye.
There's no gripe about us little old Aussie guys not getting spoiler cards. By the way, we just wanted to make sure everyone.
You can say that, but Will, if you're watching this,
no, it's not about that. It's like a lot of people don't realize, little things like that is huge recognition. And there's a couple of smaller YouTube channels and Twitch streams out there that got reveal cards, and it's such a massive honor, and it's such a cool way to generate unique content. So if you are supporting someone that got a spoiler card, just say congratulations. I'm sure it means the world to them that they got offered that opportunity to do something, and it's a very, very cool achievement. So just make sure, you know, like all those people that got it, just say good on them and keep supporting them, because that's how they grow. And obviously Wizards are keeping a close eye on them, so it's really cool for them to get some recognition.
And that's the thing, like Wizards, there's been some people who have been like, Wizards don't support the little guy. You know what? Like my entire C17 lot of articles and stuff, that was because Wizards supplied those decks to me as a way of saying, hey, thanks for trying to support us, here's some stuff. And I got a little bit early, but because of the card reveal and the NDA and then the list reveals and stuff, obviously, you know, I couldn't capitalize as much as I'd love to, but them's the breaks. Like sometimes you're going to get stuff a bit early and it's just going to be like, no, you can't talk about it. But that's massive, because that's Wizards trusting you, putting their faith in you that you're not going to screw them over and like dump something early when you shouldn't. The same with the last set where we had a lot of sealed product and stuff that we've been opening here on the podcast and across the various MTG Oz stream shows that we run, is all thanks to Wizards. So, and this isn't me just smoking blow up their butt. That doesn't like blowing smoke up their butt or anything like that. Like, quite genuinely, they help for things like what we're doing here to actually happen. And without them, we'd still do it for sure. But it just makes it that little bit easier for us to actually do, without having to worry where the money's going to come from to get those C17 decks. And it doesn't happen for everyone, but if you are creating content all the time, that's going to give you more exposure than like maybe doing a video once a month. So and I think obviously making passionate content as well. Like I think that's the thing. You watch something or you listen to something or you read something, and if people are just turning in their timesheet, you can tell pretty quickly. But when they're passionate about it, it comes through, and it's just awesome to see the community just grow. So it's very cool. It's like it's just a little thing that I spoke to Chesh about, saying like, I think we should touch on this because I see a bit of negativity sometimes on like Twitter and Reddit and stuff about like people getting spoilers and that kind of stuff. I just want to say like it's an amazing thing, so it should be celebrated. I can't believe you of all people got a spoiler. It's like, yeah, well that person probably worked their ass off to get it. Like it's not a thing of where they've just been given it because Wizards are like, oh, your money. Wizards are looking at their content and going, you know what? I like your content. I had an article recently that was shared out by Wizards, the Capmanda budget upgrade. And that was simply based off the fact that, not even the fact that they supplied me the product, because they quite easily could have just turned around and gone, nah. Like, yeah, good review. We gave you the product. Go nuts. But they actually genuinely contacted me back and went, hey, we really love what you did here. Do you mind if we share it out? You know? But all of that sort of stuff just comes from just be yourself, right, as you. You know, obviously don't copy anyone else. And just keep pumping out that content. Yeah. But what about the spoilers themselves? Do you have a vibe? Do you have a hype level for the set? Is there a card or a collection of cards that you wanted to make reference to? There is. Okay, so I guess the first thing for us, we haven't spoken about doing a video yet, which we should probably do. So I only want to touch on a couple of the cards out of the set until we decide that we're doing videos. One of them is Opt. So this is a great little card. This is 1 blue. Awesome reprint. Yep, Scry. So you get to look at the top card of your library and put it either back on top or on the bottom, and then draw a card. Now, traditionally this card, and correct me if I'm wrong, this card hasn't been in Modern for a very long time. Now with this reprint, this comes back into Modern. Yep. I think, I don't want to say Alliance and get it wrong. I was actually just trying to find it then, but I had a feeling it was like almost from Alliance or something crazy like that is how old it was. It wasn't from Alliances, I don't think. I don't think Alliances had any really good card draw from memory. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I was just madly looking for it as well. Invasion. I feel like there was something super old. Invasion, I always get those mixed up. I knew it was one of those. That's technically super old. That's one of the sets where, well, actually, that is the set where I came back into Magic and was starting to play competitively again. So, yeah, it's a cool card. It is very, very, very cool card. And if people are wondering why I'm so OMG about this card, I play Storm. And I will keep playing Storm while I can. And this card fits right in because it's opt. It's got Storm written all over it. You know, you get to scry and then draw a card. That's even better for Storm. But speaking about cards in Storm, well, sort of. There is Search for Azcanta. This is a legendary enchantment for 1 blue and 1 colorless flip card. Legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Then if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard, now just cards, it doesn't say instants or sorceries, you may transform Search for Azcanta, and then it becomes Azcanta, and then it becomes Azcanta the Sunken Ruin, which is a legendary land. Tap to add 1 blue to your mana pool, or 1 blue, 2 colors, tap, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them and then put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I like it. I really like it.
Yeah. I wish it didn't say reveal, but...
yeah. I see why it does,
right.
because otherwise it'd be way too good. But... yeah. I mean, I like it, and it, technically speaking, does nothing. But in a control deck, I think this could be really good. Do you want me to go with one last one?
There's a lot of cards that are like in that. No, go knock yourself out, man. You've picked 2 good ones so far. I'm
Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is back, baby. Oh yeah, it is.
Great name.
Spell Pierce is 1 blue instant. Cannot target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 2. That's it. It's just that good.
Very annoying card to play around. I'm not looking forward to this being.
Yeah. I missed the standard that this was in. I unfortunately didn't play in that standard, so I think it'll be interesting to play in. But I can see that we are going to have like a pirate blue-black cloud of fairies type deck, from what I can tell, and that just makes me overly happy. Like, there's no reason I should be as happy as I am about that, but I am. I am a lot. What about you?
I love Jank, which if you've ever watched any of my Magic videos, you'd be... yeah, just anything, like anything that shouldn't be able to be played, I'm all for that. Probably one of the cards that I'm most excited for is Ruthless Knave. It's the 3 mana pirate, pretty sure it's an uncommon, 2 generic and a black. It's a 3/2, and you can sack a creature and create 2 treasure tokens. And just straight away, I already love the Revel to Riches. I'm probably going to look at playing Esper Revel to Riches, because it'll be the black-white tokens deck with a bit of blue in there for control. Just the fact that you can make tokens, sack them, Anointed Procession doubles them. So it's sack 2 creatures, that makes 8 tokens. You only need 2 more, and then you win the game in your upkeep. So yeah, like it is 3 mana to sack a creature, so it's like you do have to have the mana. But yeah, it's like, if you think about it right, you only need to have 1 Anointed Procession, because you pay 3 mana, you sack a creature, that nets you 1 mana because you've made 4 tokens, and then you sack another 3, and then nets you 1, and you just keep sacking. Like, you can just keep doing that. So I do like that. If you you can keep making tokens that way. So
that is pretty jank.
A lot of flexibility like that.
What about mechanized production with Spell Swindle?
Yeah. Oh, I think I've just gone green again. Yeah. The mech production. Oh, that's a dream I'll absolutely be living. I just think the black-white deck, purely on the back of this card, is a lot more real now. The fact that you can use it with tokens, and you can sack creature tokens. So yeah, if it was like, I was to sack a creature makes it a little bit harder, but
yeah, that's with this deck. That's why I was thinking of going with blue-white, because then you've got all the counter spells from blue, like the Spell Pierce and stuff. You've got Anointed Procession. You have access to some sideboard tech for your white.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going to be
That's
trying the same
Esper,
thing,
though.
but I'm going to be trying blue-white.
Yeah, I like. Why wouldn't you play Rebel to Riches though? Because that's the black. So
it's one black and 4, whereas Mechanized Production's like 2 blue and 2 colorless. So Mechanized Production comes down like a turn earlier.
For which one? Yeah. Yeah, but and Mech Productions. Look, it's a.
They're both valid.
It's just like having another way. Yeah, it's like having another way to win, kind of thing. So we'll see. It'll be very, very cool. So that's a card that I'm very interested in.
I might even splash a little bit of black, just to have at least one Rebels of Riches in the deck, just in case the Mechanized Production goes bang somehow. Because I can see this being the kind of deck that people actually might tech for, because it's a real deck. It's not like, oh, this is, kind of janky and no one's going to do it. I'm like, oh, no, actually it sounds like it's something that people actually might be able to actually get running properly.
Yeah, look, I think Esper Treasure will possibly be a deck, because you can always use the treasure to ramp into Approach of the Second Sun. So that's kind of where my thoughts was, that you can play Approach as well. If Westvale Abbey wasn't rotating, this would be a hella fun deck.
Yeah, it would.
Sadly, we lose Westvale, but that's all right. But the other one that I can't believe they printed is the red dinosaur. I'm pretty sure it's red, could be green. It's a 3-mana, 2/3. Every time it takes damage, search a library for a basic and put it on the battlefield. This thing is nuts. Like, I'm not suggesting that people should run 4-color decks, but if you play the Whining Constrictor concept, so like turn 1, you play, I don't know, like an Attune or something to help fix your mana. Turn 2, you play Whining Constrictor. Turn 3, you play this dinosaur. Turn 4, you play Walking Ballista, right, for 2, and then, or even play it for 2 counters, right, and then it comes in, it gets a bonus 2 counters because of Whining Constrictor. You can then ping your dude 3 times to go put 3 more basics, and on turn 5, it's crazy, right? Like, this is the living the dream. But you have 8 mana on turn 5, and you can then play that Gishath, which then allows you to attack on turn 5 because it has haste. And then reveal, 5 or 6 cards off the top, put any amount of dinosaurs you found onto the battlefield as well. That just kind of seems a bit insane.
That just sounds, that's pretty dirty.
There's obviously a Nihilist that,
I wish I had kept on my Walking Ballistas.
Yeah, they're good cards. Obviously, Naya is definitely the right way to build the deck. Maybe Jund is a secondary way, but there's some really good stuff in white, but the idea of color just seems crazy to me, so we'll see. But yeah, there's some of the cards that I'm excited for. I'll probably, once the whole set gets spoiled, I'll probably look to start doing some videos reviewing them, but it's just there's some awesome people who do spoiler videos at the moment, and it's not that I don't want to do them, it's just I like to see the whole set in its entirety, just so then I can start making some, comments based on everything that's out there, because I didn't think Pirates looked very good.
Yeah, especially when we get together, and we do our Commander one as well. So
yeah, it'd be cool. So yeah, and I like seeing I didn't think Pirates were very good. Now I'm still not convinced they're super good, but they've gotten better each couple of days. So I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I don't want to influence people by saying this deck's great or this deck's good without seeing the full set. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm excited to see the full reveal. That's what I'm trying to get at.
That's why I want to make my Cloud of Pirates deck, and that's exactly what it's going to be called.
Don't play that.
So next one, Iconic Masters.
Yes, it's an odd one.
A rose by any other name would still smell as sweet, but it wouldn't be called a rose. And in this case, it's a rose called something else. So the explanation there is that this looks like a fantastic set with Mana Drain and Mishra's Bauble. Just so many great reprints, but nothing. Well, there's a. Whoa! You went green again.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
To me, this whole calling it iconic, it's not as iconic as I would expect I didn't see Anvil of Bogarden mentioned. I didn't see Hammer of Bogarden. I don't remember seeing anything about Mana War. It might be in there, but it's weird because I still wouldn't call this iconic as such. Like, the most iconic thing in there is the Randy Brawler card. What was that? Necropotence. Other than that, though, I'm
there are some iconic cards, but I just don't think they're like
Lord of the Pit,
truly iconic. But it's like, but what do you do though? Because like, you either have to print truly iconic cards, right, with no regard for value, which is suicide. Okay, like they're never going to do that because it destroys the secondary market. Or you have to find that happy median. Like, they gave you Thoughtseize, they gave you Aether Vial, they gave you Mana Drain, they gave you Avacyn. There was something else that was okay in black that I saw. Like, they gave you just like an interesting mix of, you know, like Mana Drain's huge because this is the first time you can get Mana Drain in a foil that's not the Judge foil. So like, that's kind of cool. Like, Aether Vial, getting a reprint from that is really solid.
Really solid.
Horizon Canopy as well. Canopy Horizon, whichever way it goes. I can never remember that one. But yeah, I agree. There was some interesting choices.
The other land.
The green-white land, yeah.
There's two of them, right? There's two of them that
they
are
printed
really
the
expensive.
other one as well.
Yeah. Red, green, and green and white.
But Canopy's like $100 card, so
yeah, exactly.
It's nice. Like, there's like a $100 card at the rare slot, but if you don't pull Aether Vial or Canopy, then I think you might struggle a bit with the MSRP. So, not that you should ever buy a set for the MSRP, but like, in the last Modern Masters, you had Fetchers, Snapcaster, Lily, and Goyf. That was kind of insane. Like, it was not that you definitely plenty of boxes fail, but when you struck it good on a box, wow! Like, it was through the roof.
With my foil Snapcaster, normal Snapcaster, you know, all of those fetch lands, just so good. Blood Moon.
Yeah, exactly. The cards like Blood Moon were in the set. Like, there was some insane stuff, and like, I watched a video from Alpha Investments the other day, and Rudy was talking about how I think Wizards are trying to shift the player base to being more comfortable with this price point, you know, with these cards, and obviously it makes them a, you know, crap ton of money when they print these sets, and it kind of makes sense, you know, like, it allows newer players to get into Eternal and older formats, whilst also being a big cash cow for Wizards. So I guess it's finding that balance. You know, they can't print Goyf and Cavern. Actually, Cavern was the one card I thought it was really surprising. It was like a tribal set. It's iconic Masters, but there was no Cavern. I know they just printed it in Masters, but I was like,
as well, yeah.
Well,
I think this was the problem.
I was surprised.
Well. Like, how close is too close when it comes to printing this set compared to the last set that we just saw, you know?
Yeah,
like, I definitely think that
it is. It's a fine line.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. There was some cool stuff, that's for sure. I won't say no to a box. Like, I'll open a box just because I love the thrill of the chase.
Well, I guess for me,
foil like the Val.
I want to grab a... Okay, so here's what I'd love. I'd love to get my hands on a box, but then to convert the box into a cube. If that makes sense.
That'd be cool.
Because I think that's the way, going forward, that's the way people should actually look at this is, yeah, I want a box. Maybe I'll pull a Mana Drain if I'm really lucky. But you know what? If I tank out, I'm going to get more value out of this by redrafting it over and over and turning it into a cube than I am of sitting around and getting nothing from it.
Yeah, I'd be alright with that. So...
Cool. Moving on.
That's a clever idea, actually. I never even thought of that.
Most people don't. I've just really been thinking about Cube a lot lately.
It's a fun format.
What do we got next? Unstable Fallout lands were revealed on the weekend.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
I hate the text at the top.
You hate the text at the top
of them. I hate the text so much.
And for me, I don't know why there's a foil marker on them. I understand if they were releasing high-res images. That's fine. I get it, because maybe they want people to not be able to like rip off their designs. But if I can just edit that in Photoshop anyway, and edit the foil marker out, like it's not like they are watermarked across the card or anything. So I know that these apparently are coming in like and somebody was saying they're like one per pack, which I don't believe. That can't be real.
No, they're not one per pack.
No, because and even if they were, like, they're not taking up a rare slot, but they've got a foil, like a rare foil, holofoil part on them. Yeah, but I don't understand why. My cat's going crazy. That's a question for another day. Maybe the whole set has the marker on them. It could do, or maybe there's a card that interacts with how many rares you have out, or every time you play a rare, or something like that, which wouldn't surprise me. Or even like how many foil markers. Like win the game if you have 30 foil markers. Exactly. I'm playing 60 lands, 50 lands, and 10 of those spells. Terrible. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they look cool. The art's beautiful. Some weird choices, but like anything by Avon is just love the art. Looks so cool. They look great. They'll be hot property. Now, next up on the slate here is Dragon Ball Super Store Championships are coming in October. What? Oh yeah. Yep. Is this what I've been reading about America with their Budokai Club? Yeah. BDC. So, that is correct. Yes. What's the deal here? Because from what I was reading, you can have the chance at winning a promo Bardock and boosters that haven't been released yet for the next set. Yes. Yeah, so that's the point of contention for Australia because, little old us. Yeah, in America, they're definitely getting both. In Australia, all I've been able to get confirmation from my LGS is that the Bardocks they already have in stock. So you will get the Bardocks as participation. They don't know if we'll get, I think it's called like Faith Guardian or Light Guardian or something to that effect, the next set. I don't know if we'll get those boosters, but the Bardock promo looks really, really cool, and it actually looks like it may take Broly up into the top tier. Ooh. Is my it's kind of my sneaking suspicion. Should I hold on to my Broly deck that I've been playing since day dot then? Yeah. Deck's trash. Don't play Broly. If you're listening, don't play Broly. It's a bad deck. It relies too much on RNG. But this card may make it a lot better, so... Yeah, that's a plus. Yeah. That's a definite plus. Yeah. There's also like drafting coming up for Dragon Ball as well, so there's draft kits that'll be in stores soon, which look very cool, and there's some draft-specific leaders, plus you get some promos, so look out for those draft kits as well. So cool stuff all round. Cool. Meta discussion on that. I mean, do we really have a meta game here in Australia that we need to worry about? We do, don't we? We do. Anything on that channel, the whole box and dice, is I've heard about that channel. That dude's good. Really good. Yeah, he's a total knob. No, seriously, it's really weird. Vegeta, it's the strangest thing in the world because I've never been a part of a TCG from day one. Obviously, just not being old enough to be a part of Magic 25 years ago. Yeah, okay, all right, old man. Okay, all right. I was not. There was an event at Gen Con over in America, and a Vegeta deck took out first place, and it took about a month, 6 weeks for people to come to their senses that Vegeta is not God among all cards. It was really weird. I guess it was like Goif was not a good card when it was printed, then they added other types, and then it was, a bomb, and now Death Shadow's overtaken Jund in Modern. It's just this vicious cycle, right? It's weird because Dragon Ball is this odd game where there are heaps of players that are playing Dragon Ball because they love Dragon Ball. They love the genre, they love the anime, not a genre, they love the anime, right? Yeah. Whereas Magic, there's no other Magic. There's no movie, there is books, but they don't count. There's no other player base that are just interested in the lore of Magic and are now playing the game, whereas Dragon Ball has... like at my local store, we've got 4 or 6 guys and girls who are not very good at the game. They're getting better, but they've never played a TCG before. So they're already at a massive disadvantage. And I understand why those people net deck and they want to just follow what they think's winning. But
it's taken a long time to like educate people that like there are much better decks than one deck that won the very first tournament 2 days into the release of the game. So
well, and that's the other thing, like that dude's deck, there's some controversy about how many cards he was running as well.
Yeah. I don't want to get into that, but like, yeah, there's all kind of like, who knows? I wasn't there, so I can't.
Exactly.
I can't comment.
But when it comes down to it, like the Broly deck I'm running, you know, consistently has got me to a 2-1 finish. So usually top 8 and 2-1. So 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 loss. So not
2
bad.
loss, 1 win.
I've tried blue-red Vegeta, and it was not good. It fell way flat. Bad. It was just a terrible deck. Like I half the time I couldn't even just finish my opponent off. It was great for burst damage. I would get them down to like 1 or 2 life cards, and then I would lose, and it would be turn 4. You know,
yeah.
Like it does a lot of damage real quick, but it is such a glass cannon that it just does not work.
Yeah.
What would be your suggestion for a good leader to maybe focus around for your store championships? I'm going to tell people Broly. Research Broly decks. They are just annoying, but they're really RNG focused. So if you're like me and you don't mind taking that chance, it's a great deck. Don't play Blue Gohan for the love of God and all that is holy. And I don't even believe in God, but do not play shitty blue stall Gohan, because people like me will want to punch people like you in the face. Like, it is a terrible deck, and it wastes everyone's time.
I would say yes. Broly with Bardock could actually offset the RNG, and I'll try that deck to see if it is actually top meta worthy.
That's what I'm going to try.
Red Blue Champa with the Trunks line, I think, is the equal best deck in the format, and only a deck that, and I don't want to come across as a pomp or anything, but I literally built a deck a couple of weeks ago now. It's green, blue, Beerus Stall. I have lost 1 game in 2 weeks. I don't really know how I... Yeah.
But this deck is basically, you drop Beerus and your opponent loses, right?
Whis, yeah, Whis.
Whis.
Beerus is the leader. Drop the 12 cost Whis, win the game.
You're not playing
like I said, like
it
wasn't some
Beerus 7-drop, the wipe your opponent's board and make them discard.
Yeah, I do, but it's not even the best card in the deck. Like, Whis gives you 2 turns, and like imagine attacking with like old Emrakul Annihilator for you Magic people out there twice. Like, you do crazy stuff like that. You get insane value with that kind of stuff. I think it's the best deck. I have a video up on my channel. Go check it out if you'd like. But I honestly do believe it is, without a doubt, the unquestionable best deck. But because there are so many different player level skills at the moment, you know, I've played decks that I thought were pretty poor and still gone undefeated or only 1 loss in a best of 3 at my LGS. And it's not a brag or anything. It's just the reality of new players, so they're probably going to be in those tournaments anyway because they love the game. So it's a really weird place to be for Dragon Ball Super, but it's a fun game. I love it. It's I know you wrote an article about it recently, and like it's a great way to get into the game.
Yep. Yeah. So if you go to goto.game, you will find that is my new home for writing of the articles and stuffs. So you'll be able to find all my writing on there, and I just literally 24 hours ago, maybe about 26 hours ago now, my first DBS article was posted up around, hey, so if you're looking at getting into the game, this is how the game plays. Just a general rundown of, you know, the cards, the art style, the rarities, because I've busted through, you know, actually I think it's about 4 boxes now, but I think I wrote 3 boxes, but 3 boxes is enough to get me everything I needed anyway.
Love it.
Yeah, it's so good.
A bit.
But I wrote up a pretty in-depth discussion piece on the way the game looks and how it plays. So go and check that out. But more importantly, go and check out videos by this guy right here, Whole Box and Dice, because his stuff is Mondo Primo, bellissimo.
I just get lucky sometimes. Sometimes the jigsaw just clicks together and it looks real pretty. But
sometimes we all get lucky. Wink.
Well, But I was gonna say though, like, hang on, before we crack our last pack, what about Magic Digital next? What about the future of Magic the Gathering?
We probably should discuss that actually.
I've been itching to talk about this all day.
Full out land. Yes, Magic Digital next. Okay, so what's going on? Don't panic. Wizards aren't replacing MTGO, but they are bringing out a new digital platform that will make it easier for newer players and returning players to get into the game. This is a very important thing for us to actually say. So stop
it is.
freaking out. Stop it. No point. Don't do it.
Yeah. I don't know how true that is, but that's definitely the message that they're giving. I'm
relaying the message as it comes from the people who design it, so...
Yeah, I know. It's like if anyone has played Eternal or Hearthstone, or Pokemon Online, this is Magic's toe in the water, and I'm sure they're going to throw their whole body in soon. It looks amazing. It plays really well. I don't like that they have half lands. They kind of look a bit weird, but that's all right. They've got to obviously conserve space on the board, but it looks a lot of fun. They're talking about digital-only events. They're talking about draft online. If you ever played Duels, it has the polished look of Duels, but with the animation and the voiceovers from something like Hearthstone. Mm-hmm. Whether it replaces MTGO in 6 months or 6 years remains to be undetermined.
I hope it does. I really do. But,
yeah. Well,
I mean, if they do...
But can it, though?
Give me my money back?
Like, in all seriousness?
No, they can't.
Yeah, but like, I don't think it can replace MTGO because you can play like Vintage Storm, right, on MTGO. Yeah. And if anyone's played Hearthstone or anyone who's played, those kind of, like Pokemon Go Online, and if you've played Magic can be my creature has 4 power, your creature has 3 toughness, you die, right? Mm. Or Magic can also be I am stacking triggers to create an infinite loop that is then being disrupted by my opponent, and then I'm sacking something or playing something or activating that to counter the activation and loop in a different way. Like, I don't see Magic Digital Next becoming, like you playing Legacy Storm, or playing like Manaless Dredge. Like, I don't see the game supporting that in like anywhere in the next couple of years, just because it's really easy to just do the cards that are being printed. Because obviously the next set's already been released internally at Wizards. They're already working on the mechanics, already working on all the interactions and stuff. It's a heck of a lot harder to really start bringing in those eternal formats. There's, as we said, 25 years of Magic. You can't just drop 25 years of a card library into a game and say, hey, it's online. So exactly. I just wonder where that lives, where is MTGO forever and it's going to handle the more complex I just want to play a game of Magic, and is Magic Digital Next just going to be almost limited to like standard and drafts of whatever the current format is, and a more relaxed playthrough with like a similar ranked ladder to Hearthstone? So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Well, but closed beta, so sign up.
Yeah, here's my problem, right? So
yeah,
what is going to happen with your collection once the rotation happens?
Yeah, you get zip.
We don't know yet. We just don't know.
We don't know.
I assume that they are going to either create a new digital format, which is going to be something like secondary standard, which will be interesting. Or
they might make digital eternal.
Yeah, or they might just dust everyone's cards and go, every season is the standard rotation. Once standard rotation hits, we dust your entire collection, and then we give you an amount of coins back equal to... X amount for commons, for uncommons, for rares, for mythics, for foils. Yeah, sort of. But I imagine that's the way they'd have to handle it. They'll have to do some sort of... Either dust your cards, give you, coins back, which would ruin their free-to-play model, or put in a standard and expanded formats. Like, expanded is a thing that we used to have a long time ago, where it was... Yeah. It was type, let's see, so there was type 1, type 1.5, type 2, type 2.5, I think, was extended.
Yeah.
which was basically standard and a couple of extra sets from like the last 2 or 3 years. So I would think that that's the way that they would move with this, and especially considering that they've already dropped hints at things like that by saying that they were going to have some digital-only formats, which says to me they already know, they've already thought about this, and they're definitely going to do something like that.
Yeah, or they do, literally, they just start Digital Eternal from, maybe they go back and put Kaladesh in, or they literally just say Digital Eternal starts from Ixalan.
Exactly.
You know, and from now to when the world explodes, hopefully much later than sooner, you can play any of these cards in, digital.
Yeah.
So
but hopefully we can get our hands on the beta. We will see what happens there. But if we do, then we're going to try and set up a massive stream day where we will have a number of the old stream crew streaming for about 6 hours at a time. If we can. We will see, because that will be insane. But I might even get like Caitlin to come around here and be my stream buddy with my other half as well, and we grab like pizza and beers or something and just have a good old time.
It'd be a lot of fun. The closed beta, and I think it's worth pointing out as well, Ixalan is coming up. Obviously, when you register for a pre-release event, you give your DCI number. When you register for the closed beta, you put your DCI number in, and my loose understanding is that it's not guaranteed, but priority or heavily favored, whatever, you will get some kind of priority if you play a Ixalan pre-release event at your LGS.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. All right, let's get on to this Cracker Patch so that we can get out of here and finish our night off. So, our first card off the rank, and I'm just going to make...
Invocation.
No.
Boom.
No, sorry. Haven of Enduring Hope. 1 white, 4 colourless, for a flying bird cleric, 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Not terrible.
Pretty
not
standard.
A first pick. Yep. Next one is Blur of Blades. I am going to say something controversial in a second. But this is 1 red and 1 colourless. This is an instant... Put a -1/-1/-1 counter on target creature, and then Blur of Blades deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. This card is amazingly just so good. It's so good.
Underrated card.
It's so underrated. Especially when you're playing it with the archer, the red archer.
Oh, yeah.
And your first archer is making it 3 damage, and your second one is making it 4 damage, and people are passing you Blur of Blades and archers because they don't realize that that's a deck, and then you just basically you're playing a vintage burn deck in draft. That's bloody crazy. I was doing it a couple of weeks ago at an F&M event, and I was just burning people out because I had 3 archers in play and this, and I was like, pay 2, deal you 5 damage, put a -1/-1 on your creature.
That's yuck.
Just so good. Creating great blocking. Next card. We have an aerial guide. So this is 1 blue and 2 colours for a creature drake flying. When it attacks another target creature, gains flying till the end of turn. 2/2. Yeah, it's alright.
It's a bomb.
It's alright.
No, it's an amazing card.
Really?
Anything that gives something else evasion is excellent. And it's a 3 mana 2/2. It's well statted as well.
It's not bad. Next we have Lurching Rot Beast. No, it is really good. This I actually despise, but I'll talk about that in a sec. It's 1 black and 3 colours for a 4/2 with cycling. It's a zombie beast. Thoughts?
Yeah. 1 black to cycle, is it?
1 black to cycle.
Yeah, how many that's times the best thing going for it.
Yep. How many times have you picked this up just for the cycling?
That's that's what I was getting at.
Every time you pick it up,
that's the only
you
reason.
Picked it up just for cycling. Exactly.
Yeah.
The next one has fallen out of favour. This is the Frilled Sandwalla. This is 1 green for a lizard. It is a 1/1. Sandwalla. Walla! It's magic. Yeah. For 1 green and 1 colours, once per turn you can make it into a 3/3 by giving it +2/+2. This was heavily favoured at the start of this draft season. By the end of this draft season, people aren't picking this at all. They're just letting it wheel right around the table because it's just not good.
Yeah, if it didn't have the once per turn.
Yeah, if it was repeatable, then it'd be so much better. But the fact that it's not, like, nah. We've got a.
But then it kind of might be a little bit broken though, because you get +2/+2. Maybe if it was just +1/+1.
If it was +1/+1,
and
exactly.
it was repeatable, yeah.
Or even if it was +2/-1, like that would still be okay. And
no,
make it
then
into a
you'd still
2/2
be able to
instead.
make. You could still get through for like a 10 damage though if they can't block. Like
You just
I don't
have
think
to find a way
they don't
to
want
buff
to
it.
give. Yeah, they don't want
Yeah.
to give something like near infinite power like that.
Yeah. Next one
We'll
is
see.
a Scrounger of Souls. This is 4 colors and 1 black for a creature horror. Lifelink,
Yeah.
3/4. I'm still not hot on this card
Yeah,
at
I
all.
thought this card would be a lot better than it actually was.
And at that 5 mark, it's just not. It comes out too late. It's too small for its cost.
Yeah,
Next
I saw
one-
someone play the enchantment that gives it +3/+3, and then each turn put a -1 counter on it.
Mhm.
And I was
makes
like,
it
that's
mostly
kind
worth
of
it.
cute.
Yeah.
But I was like, if you don't have those cards to make that combo, like, it's not good.
It's at Wombo, yeah. Without weakness, this is 1 black and 1 colorless instant. Target creature you control gains indestructible until the end of turn, cycling 2. This is an alright combat trick. The fact that it cycles
Yeah, I don't
is
mind this.
probably why you're picking up in the first place, because it's just basically pay 2 and draw a card if you don't need it. And you can get it back with Sarcophagus. It's not a first pick, but
Yep.
it's certainly like, you know, it'll wheel around the table and you'll usually get to pick it up anyway.
Yeah.
We haven't had a pack one pick one yet, really. Defiant Kenra. This is just a red Jackal Warrior Bear 2/2. No.
Nope.
No. Let it wheel all the way around and then keep letting it wheel. Next one is Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. This has proven itself to be actually quite good, especially in that deck.
I hate this card.
Sorry?
I hate this card. Not as in I think the card's bad. I hate
you
trying
hate
to punch
playing
through
against
this
it?
card.
Yeah, trying to punch through is hard. So 2 mana for a 0/4 Wall Defender. If you've got a desert, you can just tap it and then it deals 1 damage to target.
Just ping him at the end of each turn. It's so annoying.
Grab these, grab the archers, grab your red, just play mono red, just force it through. Get yourself some deserts, make sure you pick up a Ruminap. Like, just basically play Ruminap red in draft. That sounds real good.
Red
That's
black,
a solid
yeah.
plan. Or red black.
Yeah.
Okay, our next one is a Cunning Survivor. This is 1 blue and 1 colors for a 1/3 human warrior. Whenever you cycle or discard a card, it gets +1/+0 until the end of turn and can't be blocked.
Yeah. I thought
Now,
this card
this-
would be better.
This reads much better than it actually plays, correct?
Me too,
Like-
yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna actually build a Fluctuator deck for Commander. And this is gonna be absolutely like crazy in Commander. Because you can't block it. I'll probably chuck something on there so you can't target it. Then I'll just use Fluctuator and cycle for free. And cycle through, 90% of my deck. And then get it back with the... what's the black thing called? It's an instant, I think.
The Shallow Grave or Return to the Grave or something. The
Yeah,
one
that
black,
one.
one generic.
The one that has
Eternal
like the
stuff.
sand dune and the skeleton coming out of the sand
Yeah.
dune. Yeah, that one.
Play Reliquary Tower so you can have 75 cards in your hand.
Pretty much. And then just cycle it all over again and then just like put a sword, a myriad sword on it and then just whack all of my opponents with unblockable like 70/70. Yeah, hey, how you doing? Or 73, I should say, but
So unnecessary.
it is, but at the same time, you've got to admit that's pretty jank and awesome.
It is. Seal of approval on that.
Speaking of jank, we have Jace's Defeat. 1 blue, 1
It's not
colors.
jank. It's
Can
just
target
super
blue
chat, like
spell.
narrow.
It's super narrow. If it was a Jace Planeswalker spell, Scry 2. Now, I'm just going to say that in New Standard, this actually might even become a thing.
Yeah.
But right now,
Like-
it's fine.
Like so people like it's 1 mana right for counter blue spell, right? Like this is effectively dispel.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's not obviously like if you're worried that like the mirror was a problem, it's like almost like I'm pretty sure we lose dispel because it wasn't reprinted in the intro help learn play the game sets. So unless they print it in a core set, this is kind of like the closest thing you get to dispel now. Obviously you get Spell Pierce and stuff now back into the format, but this is about as close as you get for protection in the mirror.
Exactly. Next one is Eternal of Harsh Truths. Harsh Truths. This is 1 blue and 2 colors for a creature zombie cleric. It's a zombie, I like that. It is afflict 2 for a 1/3, and whenever it attacks and isn't blocked, you get to draw a card.
Yes, it's trash.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just gonna like kill this. I'm just gonna block it on a dude and kill it. It's a 1/3. I don't mind taking afflict 2 just to kill it, to get rid of it. So let's
100%
ditch that. And next is a split card. It is Struggle to Survive. So this is on the first half. 1 red and 2 colors for an instant. It deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you control. Nice removal. Survive, on the other hand, as he tilts himself sideways. Aftermath. 1 green and 1 colors for a sorcery. Each player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. Its removal.
I don't actually mind. Yeah, I actually really like the card in limited because it's kind of like, it's like 3 mana, 3 damage, which is like the pretty standard. That's like what you get for the trash removal. But then it just becomes almost unlimited upside. So I actually don't mind it, you know. Yeah. It's like when you get 6 lands out, you can deal 6 damage for 3. Like, that feels good.
That feels alright.
And at worst case scenario, it's 3 mana for 3, which is pretty standard in limited. You know, that's like open fire and all those 2 generic 1 red deal 3 damage spells.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that this grows with the amount of lands, it's not a terrible card.
Upside.
It is probably a second pick in this pack, if you count Blur
so
Blades,
far,
which sounds real bad. But talking about real bad, we've got Scavenger Grounds as our rare. This is a land desert. Tap to add a colorless, or 2 and tap, sacrifice the desert, exile all cards from a graveyard.
Your opponent's got to be playing a real cute strategy for you to get value out of this.
Yeah, I just let this wheel and let it wheel.
Yeah. Maybe and you have to sack a land. Like,
exactly.
I don't like that you set yourself back a land as well.
The only reason to take this is because it's a desert. It doesn't even provide a coloured mana. So even then, I would be extremely hesitant to actually pick this up. I would let this wheel until it's the last card, and then you have to pick it. Until then, I just don't see it. There's not enough graveyard stuff for you to actually be worried about. There's a great couple of split cards, but even then, like, it's going to happen. You're probably not going to draw this in time to get rid of their split card, and you're sacrificing a single land to get rid of probably a single split card in their discard pile. Don't do it. Just don't.
Yeah. I wish I had like a June counter when it entered the battlefield, and you can remove a June counter, tap and remove a June counter for 1 of any mana.
Yeah.
And then, like, at least it has 1 go of fixing.
Yeah, exactly. And just make it just 1 counter. So, like, you know, discount
just 1 counter
mines. You know, that would have been fine, but no, apparently not. Well, that's it from us. I think we've run out of everything. So
we have.
It's been super fun.
See you all next week.
And we will see you all next week, obviously. Is there anything you want to pump before we go?
I don't know. Like I said, I think we're just in a crazy time where there is a whole bunch of stuff happening in the world of Magic and everything, you know,
and
Dragon Ball,
and
Store Championships, and Star Wars, new sets coming out. But like,
and I think
it's a good time to be alive.
October.
Yep.
And us at PAX. Us at PAX.
Yep, us at PAX as well. But like, maybe actually more serious and all that stuff. Like, there's also like some pretty bad stuff happening in the world too, and it's all kind of nice to get hyped about, like packs and new cards and stuff, but there was some pretty horrendous natural disaster stuff happening over in America recently, so
absolutely.
It's
thoughts out to the Texans and the Floridans.
Yeah, I don't know what they refer to them.
No, not midichlorians.
Yeah. Star Wars.
But our thoughts go out to our friends out that way. I know that
like this.
Yeah, Broody from Alpha Investments is out that way as well. He went through fine, but you know.
Yeah. There's a lot more real stuff than like not cracking a good rare in your booster pack sometimes, and it's easy to get caught up in that mind, into that mind track. But there's some pretty real stuff going on in the world most days of the week, 365. So, if you're going to pre-release and you lose a game because someone draws some bomb against you, or you don't get the cards you want, just be, try to put that in perspective to your house could be flooded or ripped apart by a tornado or something, and I'm sure that trash rare is looking a lot better than a demolished home.
And just remember, when
but not to end it on a...
I was going to say, when you're in the heat of the moment and you want to scream something, just...
Yes, don't use any racial
Don't be racist.
For gosh sake.
Don't be racist.
Oh, man, I'm sorry, but, if you've listened to the last hour and a half or whatever, and you were like, these guys are cool, but I disagree with that last statement, you don't have to listen to this again. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's it's crazy. What the heck? Well, actually, I guess as well, and if you are in Australia and you got that little vote sheet that says ridiculously why are we in the dark ages and we haven't approved gay marriage, just tick the yes button and send it back so we can just, stop denying basic human rights to people.
Remember,
that would be a cool thing as well.
It is just about yes or no to the marriage, not to anything else. So it doesn't mean that you're going to
not that
yes
even matters.
No,
it
really
shouldn't
doesn't.
even matter.
But it's don't believe the misinformation coming from anywhere else. This isn't going to influence anything else. This is purely based on, can a man and a man, a woman and a woman, or these two people get married? So just don't be a dick. Just hit yes and just file that stuff back into that post box and let it go away to where it needs to go, and let's change that law, and let's not be, stuck in the goddamn dark ages like 90% of Queensland. Oh, I'm going to pay for that.
Well, that's maybe a little bit mean.
That's fair. I used to live in Queensland.
But yes, we didn't mean to end on a more serious note, but obviously, like I said, there are some very real issues happening in the world, and sometimes it's nice to just take a minute to pause and reflect on that. But we have some super awesome stuff with Ixalan coming up. Stick close to both Chesh and my channels and Twitches and Twitters for all the information.
Go to .game.
And yes, and go to game as well. And if you're in Melbourne, hit us up. Let us know. If you're a streamer or content creator and we're going to be seeing you at PAX, let us know. If you want to find out more about the panel, let us know. If you want to bring your best EDH deck and try and dethrone Chesh, let us know. We can't wait to hear from you all.
Yeah, just had to say the word dethrone. That means that I'm going to have to play a whole bunch of cards that dethrone people now. Because they're all going to be like, I want to be the monarch.
Conspiracy? No monarchy for you.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to do. Okay.
I was like, I hope he got that joke, because I don't know if
he
conspiracy.
It's evil. I don't like unhinged, unglued conspiracy. I'm not a fan of those draft formats. They're too much fun, and I get too triggered, and I want to take it too serious. So I can't do it.
Well, if things go through, you might not like Friday of PAX.
Yeah,
this is gonna be fun.
I'll grit my teeth and smile for the lovely people on the other side of the table.
Yep. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and get the peace from the man that way, and keep cracking packs.
Yeah, awesome. And just have an awesome week, guys.
Have an awesome week. I can't wait.
Yes. Just try to be decent human beings.
Make the thing, do the
thing. More important. Do the things. All right. See you all next week.
Bye.
Peace.